So I noticed you were into shoes, man, and
Ah,
I think we talked about this a little in our previous call. But how did that, like, how much into shoes are you? Like, is that like a recent thing, or have you always been?
it's quite recent. Yeah, I mean, I think I think it starts with stamp collection. It
Okay.
starts. I don't know. Did you have a stamp collection when you were in school?
My dad did. My dad had an
Okay.
extensive stamp and
Okay.
coin collection. Yeah.
So maybe this is dated because I'm quite old, but my generation of people usually, I think, mostly had like a stamp collection or like a coin collection. But then I had a friend who
Hmm.
used to collect matchboxes, like family,
Oh, wow.
parrot. Okay, so he used to have a bunch. I don't know. I think he gave up on it, but I thought it was really cool. So it's one of those things I think where still had a little bit of a um, thing kid left in you, but yeah, I like my shoes, man. I was in New York, and my friend used to wear these Jordans all the time, and I don't think I ever got into buying shoes at that point. If I did, that would be great because I had access to a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
it wasn't this hype that it is now. And well, I mean, doesn't you can't help it. I mean, you only get into it, and then I got into it. I think a couple of years ago here because of a friend. There's a friend. I told you I was working at Repucom, right, at this media firm. There's one friend of mine called Abhi, who's my boss at Repucom. So he has like one sick collection. Then he was like kind of. I mean, he didn't force me into it. I mean, I didn't need pushing, and I like shoes. Yeah, I think. So I started. I think I had good shoes, but they weren't like these. They were good shoes for wearing. I had kitchen shoes mostly, and then I had a couple of shoes that I used to wear, but not the sneaker hype crazy stuff. But yeah, I started a couple of years ago. I have a few pairs that I like, and right now it's impossible to just go into Nike and buy a shoe. It's uh, ridiculous what the market is right now. But yeah, I have a couple of pairs. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like.
It's an expensive hobby, man. It's a very so I've been into
Uh,
shoes for a while.
uh, uh,
Especially it started in towards when I was I think in 11th and 12th, and especially in college because I play basketball. I've been playing basketball for like almost as far as I can remember. So that
mm,
element of especially Jordans was always there.
mm.
And I
Exactly. So
remember,
I played basketball for a bit. I think in college, and I think these and one guys were really big then.
yeah, yeah,
So my first pair of basketball shoes was I picked up something from Malaysia. These were these and ones. I wore them like 3 months ago to play. I mean, it's all falling apart. But I understand. I think basketball is that foray, your first foray into shoes.
yeah,
That's how you get in.
yeah.
So yeah, you were saying.
So I mean, I remember back in college, and I would love to play with you, man, sometime. I don't, but anyway, so I remember when back in college when it started, and when I started using social media more and Instagram, and I started getting into the hype. Then I had no money, right? Obviously, like on a college budget, even with like internships or whatever, you can barely afford because it's multiples of 10,000, man. It's insane. It's just a different. It's like a cultural thing, I feel, especially with basketball.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really something that you can connect with.
No, yeah. We sort of watched Michael Jordan play when we were really little. I think we didn't really know what was going on exactly, but me and my sister used to talk about Jordan. So that this Jordan craze started, and then a little bit of this craze was fueled by my good friends who were living in the US, um, who would be helpful, like like hold a couple of pairs for me when I wanted one. and then bring it back, send it back with their mothers. It's ridiculous. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I've stopped buying shoes for now. I think it's. I think I
It's an
think
addiction, man.
yeah, it's an addiction. I'll probably wear what I have and just rotate it. I think it should do me good till I'm good. Like yeah,
Yeah, I feel like the access issue is kind of solved now, especially with like Nike launching their website and Supercates and Wedge Laundrette.
yeah, but
But
it's still very
price is still
limited.
an
Yeah,
issue.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not the price anymore. There's people reselling, so every as young kids who are
Oh,
reselling.
that is
So
also there. Yeah.
yeah, so you can't buy a pair. You can't buy a pair at MRP anymore. It's it's close to impossible. Mm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean you'll have to win a raffle of sorts, which is again like a coupon. So I try once in a while. Let me try my luck. But yeah, I'm happy not winning those raffles.
Yeah. I remember. Have you ever been to an NBA game? I remember my one of like my really close friends went to one very recently. I think last week. He's studying in New York, and he was
Mm.
sending me pictures, and I was so jealous that he was getting to do that before me.
No, I
But yeah,
did.
that's on my bucket list.
Unfortunately, didn't go to a basketball game. Maybe at some point in the future. I don't know.
I really hope I get to go and play and see LeBron play.
Mm.
I know that he's closing retiring age,
Yeah, yeah.
so I'm
He's
hoping
pushing.
that I get to see him. Yeah, really pushing it.
Mm. Mm.
You have a lot of tattoos, man. I wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm the walking, talking cliche of a chef. Yeah, I mean, this I think is the most prominent one. I have a lot more that you can't see when you see me. But I think I got my first tattoo when I was 18. Uh,
Oh wow.
I got it from a studio, and I just turned 18, I think, or maybe 19. That's about it. Um, I made up some. I made up some. I made up something at home, and I managed to travel to Bombay to like a really nice studio in Bombay to get this first tattoo. And my parents had no idea about it. And then I think I hid it because it was on my. I think it's here this side, and I hid it for about a year or so or two. And then there's this temple in South India where you take off your shirt for some reason, and then
Mm.
they were behind me in the line and they saw it and they like, "What?" They couldn't say too much because it was a temple, and then I never stopped. It's like shoes. I just
Yeah,
it's
man.
it's it's after I don't know if you have a tattoo. If you get one,
I do. Yeah.
most often than not, you'll itch for another one. You'll itch for another one. Maybe a small
I,
one. Maybe yeah.
so I got my
It's
first one back in late 2019, right before the lockdown,
mm,
right? And I've been wanting to get another one for so long, and a bigger one this time,
mm.
right? And I just feel like, man, this lockdown has been such a bummer. Um, I mean, I was so close to going and saying, "Fuck it, I'll go get it anyway," but it's too risky.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah,
is
man,
risky.
tattoo is an
Yeah,
expensive hobby, man. Like
yeah. I
tattoo
mean,
and shoes, it's not good on my wallet.
yeah. It's I think mostly in generally in life, it's like what you get, what you pay for. It's like sushi again.
Yeah,
You can get conveyor
true.
belt sushi, or you can get that sushi. So yeah, I would say just um, don't be in a hurry to get a tattoo. It stays with you for life. So it's okay if you wait a couple of years to get that. But you know, if tattooing an inch is about 100 rupees, getting it off is about 1,000 rupees. So it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.